Greetings, family. Welcome back to Asante Family Adventures. Listen, guys, today I did a new thing and I want to share it with you all. I participated in my first 10K marathon, international marathon at that. The Total Sports Women's Race. And for all of you that don't know, today is Women's Day here in beautiful Cape Town, South Africa. And we are celebrating women here and all over the world, just celebrating the strength, the resilience, and all the beautiful and wonderful things that comes with being a woman, right? So yes, I am so proud of myself. I completed the race. It was not easy, it was challenging, but I did it. And I am so happy that I got it done.
All right, Mrs. A, we know you just finished your wonderful marathon. We got a couple quick questions for us. But before we go further, give us a little bit of a backstory about how you got into the marathon.
Okay, thank you. Well, the backstory is I ran track in high school growing up. And so as an adult, you get busy with life, you have children, you become, have families. And some of those things that you did when you were younger that you enjoyed, you have to put them to the side, right? So I've always aspired to get back into running. As I got older and wiser, I wanted to start running. So I met someone, a lady where I get my hair done, and she was telling me about the running group that they have, and that there was a race coming up in August, and that I should, join them. And so I was like, you know what? I will do that. This will help kickstart me getting back into training and working out so that I can get into shape and, the physical shape that I desire. And so I was like, why not? And so yeah, it was something that I aspired for a long time, and the day finally came to where I could complete that goal and check that off my list.
All right, so how are you feeling right now physically and emotionally? How do you feel after you've completed it?
How I feel physically and emotionally is I feel my body is tired and I am sore. But emotionally, I am just so filled with so much pride and so much confidence that I was able to complete such a challenging event. It wasn't easy by any stretch of the imagination. Not only was it a 10K, but it was a 10K that was hills and up and down and curves, all street, path. And so it was challenging. I'm so happy and overwhelmed that I was able to do it. I got it done. I can check it off my list. And I'm looking forward to doing more. Like, it really inspired me to want to participate and do more marathons to come, and bring my family along with me to join me.
That's great. So what about could you show us some of the things, your shirt, your numbers, some of the things from the marathon itself?
Yes, I can show you some of the things I have right here next to me. Here is my running shirt. I had to take it off because it's sweaty, so I wasn't gonna put it back on for you guys. I wanted to, but I decided not to. So this is the shirt that they gave us. It's Total Sports Women's Race, TWR 2025, beautiful pink. This is my racing number, the one for the front. This is my racing number for the back, because you have to have two, one for the trail that you're on, and this is the group that you're in. And then here they gave us a cute little tote bag. It was full of all kind of goodies. And this is my medal, my bronze medal that I got for completing my race. There we go. And guys, I completed my race in a little bit over 2 hours. So it was like 2 hours, 15 minutes. I completed the 10K.
That's wonderful. So let me ask you something. I saw 404 was on the back of your shirt. Are you representing the 404 area code?
Well, I represent the 404 wherever I go. I am a Georgia peach, born and raised. So listen, I represent 404 in all the area codes wherever I go across the world.
Well, let me ask you another question. What was going through your mind when you crossed that finish line? I want you to remember that for a second and tell us what you were feeling when you crossed the finish line.
What was going through my mind when I crossed that finish line was almost just it was emotional. It was a sense of emotion that just came over me that, oh my gosh, I finished this race. Like, I did it. And there were so many challenges that happened throughout the week that I almost didn't participate in the race, right? And it was up until like last night, 9, 10 o'clock at night, where I was on the fence of whether I was going to go, because it was actually supposed to rain and they had predicted rain for the race. And I was like, oh, I don't want to run in the rain on my first marathon. So throughout I decided to go because the rain was going to hold off for a while. But crossing that finish line, guys, it was the most amazing feeling. And the funny story is, I met a friend towards the end that helped encourage me and get through to the end.
Well, that's a great introduction to my next question. Which area was the hardest that you remember, and how did you push through it?
The area that was the hardest that I remember are the inclines. So, we had the straightaways and then we had some curves, but throughout the race, we had these inclines that, would just take your breath. You would have to use all of your mental and physical strength to, push through that incline. And, you're already at a high altitude because of where the continent sits. So, yeah, it was challenging. And I just, tapped into that mental strength. Like, I have to get this done. And what I would do, I would actually try to do a light jog up, because for me, that was more comfortable on my knees and I could get it done quicker.
Great. So they have in the marathon, they call it when you hit the wall. You have different parts or times in the marathon where you feel like, I am tired, I'm not going to make it. Did you meet that wall? And when you met the wall, how did you get through it? Who helped you get through it?
So I did kind of sort of meet that wall. I knew that I was going to finish the race no matter what, because that's just where my head was. I was determined to get this done because I was already in it. So they even had a part where the 5K people veered off this way and the 10K keep going this way. Where my mind was like, you know what, I could just act like I'm part of the 5K and go to the right. I said, but no, I will only be cheating myself at that point. So I said, no, I'm going to continue on with the 10K. So as I got, and this was going towards an incline. So remember, I'm looking at this incline, I'm looking at this straightaway, like, which one do I choose? But I chose to go on to continue the 10K. And once I got through that incline, maybe about a mile or so in it, we started going through this beautiful historic park that's here in Cape Town called the Gardens. And this lady just came up on beside of me. I was walking by myself. I was like, you know what? I'm getting tired. I feel myself getting tired. Legs hurt, feet hurt, back hurt, everything hurt. And I'm like, you know what? But I'm going to do this. What I'm going to do is just slow down, just start going down to just a nice slow walk and just taking my time. So as I'm doing that, I'm in the middle of, my stride and just taking all the scenery in, the nature of the park. And this lady comes up beside me. She was like, hey, come on, you can do it. And she was like, come on up here with me. And I said, okay. And then so she started talking to me, and this was a lady, guys, that was 65 years old. 65 years old. And this is her, like, she does marathons. This wasn't her first one. And it was like just the Most High sent an angel to just come and help push me through those last three kilometers. And so yeah, shout out to Impash for helping push me and help me through to the end.
Great. So what was the most surprising thing to you about the whole experience? What would you give as your top surprise that you weren't expecting?
What was so surprising to me about the experience was really, honestly, how well organized it was. Listen, I've never participated in a marathon. I've seen them on TV, growing up and throughout my life, but I've never participated in one. And so to be in the continent and to participate in my first race, I must say I was really surprised on how well organized and detailed they were in preparing for this race and preparing you, so informative. They're sending you messages, emails, giving you maps and all the things. And then once you get there, the pavilion was laid out with everything that you would need for you to be comfortable and feel safe and secure with running through the city. They had marshals all throughout the trail. It was just very well organized. You felt very supported and encouraged. So yeah.
That's wonderful. Let me ask you this in reference to preparing. Did you do any type of things to prepare for the marathon?
I kind of, sort of. The things that I did to prepare for the marathon were mostly the mental preparation. Just setting the goal, and then just preparing my mind that this is something that I'm going to do. And you know how a lot of times when you plan for things, there's always those negative mitigating forces that try to come in and tell you, oh no, you're not gonna do it. So it's like a week before I was preparing to do the race, like I said, they started showing rain. And so that kind of was dampering the mood and the idea in my mind, like, oh no, I don't want to run in the rain. And even with my workout, I was trying to work out some, didn't do as much as I wanted to do, but it did allow me and push me to get back into my workout routine. Because, anytime you're moving internationally, as a side note, it takes time for you to get back into your natural flow, your natural routine of things, and to, find your gym and things like that. So I had to recreate all of that and get back into a groove. And so with that, it took time. So I wasn't able to do as much preparing as I would have wanted to, but what I did do was very significant in terms of the mental preparation.
Okay, with your preparation, was your family supportive, or did you have to kind of motivate yourself? How did that happen? Did you get any motivation from anyone?
The motivation that I received was, yes, from my family, was amazing. Family and friends, everybody that I shared with that I was doing this and that this was a long time goal of mine was very, very encouraging. And, telling me, okay, well, we wish you the best. We know you're going to do a great job. And, we're big cheering for you. And then my family, like I said, last night when I was trying to find reasons not to do it, they were like, no, you can do this. We got you. We support you. We got your back. Whatever we need to do to help you get there. So they took me to the store to help get the last minute things I needed for the race. My husband was offering to, help me get there. He made sure I was able to get there on time. And the children were very encouraging and supportive. And so, yes, I received a lot of support, which really made it that much more just a good feeling on the inside to know that you had people that had your back like that were rooting for you in the background.
So did you have a strategy? Were you trying to go as fast as you could in the beginning, or hold out to the end? Did you have any kind of strategy in your mind when you were getting in there?
Yes, the strategy that I had in my mind was to give myself grace and understand that this is my first race. This is my first real marathon, and I decided to go big or go home, and I decided to do the 10K opposed to the 5K. So my strategy was to give myself grace, do what I can, push yourself along the way. So what I would do, I would walk, and then I would run a little bit, then I would walk. So I did like a walk run type of thing to help me get through. And then in the end, of course, I ran through to the finish line.
Great. What did you eat or drink during the race?
What I ate and drank during the race, Well, what I like to do in terms of like when I'm working out, I don't really like to eat a lot. So what I did was I ate some fruit beforehand, and during the race I had coconut water that I had on hand because, as you know, coconut water is very nutritious. It has all of the essentials that you need to help give you, the energy and to help, push you through workouts. So I use coconut water, and then they had stations all throughout the race where they had water, and they had different types of refreshments for you to keep you going and help keep your energy up.
Did you listen to any music or podcast, or were you just motivating yourself?
I personally did not have any music or podcasts on like in my ear. But like I said, throughout the race, they had stations where they had music that would kind of give you that energy and kind of upbeat, bring your spirits up, because you get into the jams and you want to move, and it gets you excited. And then there were also other runners who had the portable speakers with them in their backpacks. And so you would hear them run past you, and then a beat will catch you. And it was just, that was that little kind of move that you needed to help push you forward. But for me, a lot of times when I'm working out or when I'm walking or engaging in that type of activity, I like to really just listen to the natural noises around me. So like if it's the people that are talking, or the noise from the city, or when we were going through the park, listening to the nature, taking it all, just trying to take in the scenery. There were some beautiful mountain scenes throughout the trail that were just amazing and breathtaking. The clouds, and yeah, so I like to do that type of thing as I'm walking. I don't really listen to a lot of music during my exercises.
Okay. How did the crowd support? Did you get any support from the people in the crowd? Were there crowds along the marathon? Did they support you, and how did that affect you?
The people along the marathon were very, very supportive. They were very high energy. They were cheering us on. They were, telling us we were looking good and keep pushing. You got this. They had quotes on billboards throughout the path that, you could stop and take pictures with and read just for encouragement. Like I said, they had all the staff and they call them marshals that were along the path, making sure you're safe. If anybody got hurt, they had immediate medical attention. So yeah, it was very, very encouraging, very, very supported. Lots and lots of people there to cheer you along the path. They had a band. They had like a school band. They had cheerleaders, a school cheerleading team. They had DJs from different radio stations throughout. I mean, a lot of the sponsors that were there, they had stations throughout. So like I said, you had all the encouragement that you needed to push through. And then the people along, guys, I don't know if I mentioned this, but it was over 15,000 women that ran in this race today. So you just let that settle in your mind for a minute, how massive this thing was, okay? 15,000 women participated in this race today, and a 10K and a 5K. And let me tell you, they had all the support and everything that you needed. And then in the end, they gave us medals.
So here's where we're going to get a little bit more serious with our questions. What or who was your motivation for you to sign up and do this marathon?
What and who was my motivation for me to sign up and do this marathon? The what is just wanting to challenge myself physically, mentally, just to complete a significant goal in my life and the stage I am in life. The who is all the people that surround me, my family, my children, my husband, my daughter, all the women whose shoulders I stand on, my mother, my grandmother, my sister, my aunts, all those women that helped shape me and who I am. They are who I did it for today. All of the women, my family, like I said, my children, they were the ones that I used to help me mentally get through that race, because I was doing it for them, to show them that no matter who you are and what age you are, it's never too late to start a healthy habit. Okay, it's never too late to complete goals and check those things off your list. Just keep pushing, keep working hard, and you can get it done if that's what you desire to do.
So what would be your advice you would give to someone considering to do their first marathon?
The advice I would give to someone who's considering to do their first marathon is, first, find a marathon that you're interested in and that you in an organization that you would like to support, and then sign up. Once you sign up, you're gonna feel obligated to something, right? And then knowing that you have something to look forward to, then you have to start doing the necessary preparations, which is, going to the gym, doing some strength training, doing some cardio or some aerobics to kind of help build up your stamina, those type of things. Just kind of making sure you start working on your eating habits, getting enough rest, those type of things to help you prepare. And then, of course, as the race gets closer, you want to make sure that you are getting your sleep, that you are feeding your body the proper nutrients so that your energy can, maintain itself throughout the race, that you won't find yourself getting tired. And so those are some things and advice that I would give.
Great. So looking forward right now, how will you celebrate this achievement?
So looking forward right now, and how I am going to, how I have celebrated this achievement and how I will continue to celebrate this achievement, is just reflecting on the fact that I have completed it, first and foremost, that I did it. I did something that I wanted to do, and no matter what, I got it. I did not let it stop me. I got it done. And I've celebrated with, like I said, the lady who helped me through the end. Me and her danced, and we shouted at the end and said, yes, we did it. And they had a whole pavilion of like a mini concert where they had someone performing. So we listened to music, we celebrated and congregated together. All of these women, just had achieved this major goal and milestone. And so I will continue to celebrate that by reflecting back with my family, sharing my experience, and just being proud of myself and signing up for the next race.
Now you just got into our next question. After you recover, are you already looking at your next race?
Yes, after I recover, I am definitely looking at the next race. I'm not going to become a marathon junkie or anything like that. That's not my desire. But I do plan on doing maybe 3 to 4 marathons per year. That would be like the number I would like to do per year. Try to participate in 3 or 4 major marathons, and maybe some small ones also, because they say they have one that's along the beach that's flat, and so I would be interested in doing that too, because I love the water.
And that goes into our next question. Would you recommend this marathon to a first timer, or would you kind of suggest another type of marathon?
Would I recommend this to a first timer? I would, because this was a self-paced race. Like, whatever pace you can go, it was fine. You didn't have to run. You didn't have to, do the speed walk. Whatever pace was comfortable for you, that was your pace. It's how they said it, your race, your pace. So, and it was so much fun, like just the camaraderie and just coming together as women and celebrating each other and encouraging each other was such a positive experience. So I would recommend someone, because for me, it inspired me to do other races, because I saw how at that moment, everybody just embraced each other. They looked after each other, and they just encouraged each other to get through and to complete the race. So yes, I would recommend it. If if you're a person who works out regularly, or it's definitely that's something that you can, accomplish. If you don't work out then at all, and I would not recommend you jumping into such an extensive race. Maybe do the 5K, and then that will help ease you in. But yeah, so that would be my recommendation.
All right, this is our final question, and I'm going to pose it that we have been giving you questions that are focused on your personal journey, your athletic achievement, and we have celebrated your accomplishment as a first-time marathoner. Are there any things that you want to say to the people who are watching and who are following you? Do you have any closing words that you want to leave, parting words you want to leave with the viewers?
The parting words that I would like to leave with you all today is just remember to just love yourself, and don't forget about those things that you said you want to do. Find a way to get some of those things done. I mean, you may not be able to complete everything, but you never know. If you can, in life, as you go along, if you just focus on one thing at a time, you'll be surprised how many things you'll actually get done. And so I encourage people to live out those dreams, write down those goals, and work on achieving them. And because it's life-changing when you actually put something on paper, you set your mind to something, and then to actually see it come to pass, it's just an amazing feeling, and it's so encouraging. It really teaches you a lot about who you are as a person, your strengths, and how once you put your mind to something, you'll be surprised how well you can get it done. And then it just motivates you to keep going and trying something else new. So I encourage everybody, try something new. Do something new that you haven't done before, and see how it'll change your life.
Well, with that, I'm going to give you a closing statement for your AFA viewers, Asante Family Adventures viewers.
All right, Asante family, I hope that you enjoyed me sharing my something new that I did today and my achievement of my 10K marathon. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe, and make sure you click that notification bell, okay? We will be posting content to share with you all, whether it's information or whether it is an experience that we have had together or, independently as a family. We want you all to be a part of that. So we look forward to the next video. Peace.